Why does the dark feel different? Why does a quiet room at night suddenly feel louder but heavier, alive? Why does your heart race the moment the lights go out? Even when you know you're completely safe. Tonight, we're asking a simple question with a surprisingly deep answer. Why do we fear the dark? First, let's clarify something. You're not really afraid of the dark. You're afraid of what might be in it. Darkness itself, nothing, just the absence of light. But to your brain, darkness is uncertainty. And the human brain hates uncertainty. Thousands of years ago, darkness meant danger. When the sun set, our ancestors couldn't see predators. They couldn't see traps. They couldn't see threats hiding in the shadows. So the brain adapted. It learned to assume the worst. Because assuming the worst kept you alive. That rustle in the bushes, better to think predator than just the wind. Fear wasn't weakness, it was survival, and even today your brain carries that ancient wiring. There's a small almond-shaped part deep inside your brain called the amygdala. Neuroscientists like Joseph Ledoux have studied it extensively. It's the part of your brain that processes fear, scans for threats, and fills in missing information when you can't see clearly. When your eyes can't detect shapes, your brain uses imagination instead. That's why a coat on a chair can look like a person. That's why shadows suddenly seem alive. Your brain would rather create a false threat than miss a real one. But fear of the dark isn't only biological, it's psychological. Darkness removes control. During the day, you see your surroundings, you feel aware, you feel in charge. But at night, vision weakens. Sounds are louder, your senses shift, you're forced to rely on imagination, and imagination is powerful. Studies show that people with higher anxiety feel stronger fear responses in darkness. Because darkness isn't just outside, sometimes it represents what we can't see inside. The unknown, the unresolved, the hidden. Think about horror movies. Why do they work better at night? Because when external light disappears, internal thoughts get louder. You start thinking more, overanalyzing more, feeling more. Children fear the dark more than adults. Why? Because their imaginations are vivid, and they have less experience separating imagination from reality. But adults aren't immune. Fear of the dark isn't childish, it's human. It's fear of uncertainty, fear of vulnerability, fear of losing control. In life, darkness becomes a metaphor. We fear uncertain futures, emotional darkness, heartbreak, failure, loneliness. But here's the twist. Darkness isn't always dangerous. In fact, darkness is where growth happens. Seeds grow underground. The universe was born from darkness. Night sometimes gives clarity the day never could. Maybe the dark isn't something to fear. Maybe it's something to understand. Because when you sit in the dark long enough, your eyes adjust, your mind adapts. Fear loses its power. So why do we fear the dark? Because we're wired to survive. Because our brains protect us. Because uncertainty feels unsafe. But also because we haven't learned to trust ourselves in it yet. The dark isn't your enemy, it's just the absence of light. And sometimes, you are the light. Comment below, are you afraid of the dark or afraid of the unknown? And don't forget to subscribe for more deep psychological explorations.